Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Where am I? This time we are at Gatorland. That's right, those are alligators. It's more of a zoo. They've got so many cool things to do here. Anyway, that's neither here nor there because we are here to do a show. We're here to do a show. You're not going to want to miss it. Welcome to Record-ology. Okay, so this is the first official video that we are doing here in the studio, and I want to apologize at the outset for the echo because I'm still working on the acoustics. We need to get some acoustic paneling in here and whatnot. It's still kind of bare-walled. Anyhow, I am super excited for the show. Like I said in the live the other night, this has been in the works for a long time. It's been something I've been thinking about, dreaming about for a long time. And thanks to the youngest grandson of Curly Howard himself. Yeah, this guy. What I'm really excited about is what I'm about to show you, which is a little feature that Brad, aka Curly G, did for us. Check this out.
Hiya, folks. This is Curly G, the youngest grandson of Curly Howard from the Three Stooges. You know, those guys. And you're watching Record-ology. And today you're going to watch a terrific show. I can't wait to see it. Oh, that's vinyl. It's my Three Stooges comic book. Watch the show.
Okay, that was amazing. I am geeking out myself. This is so cool. Everybody's got a Three Stooges story, like how they started watching, who introduced them to the Stooges. For me, it was my dad. Mom can't stand the Stooges, neither can my wife really. But my dad and I really bonded over the Stooges, and I remember him buying a VHS tape and bringing it home, and the rest was history. And by my teenage years, I was an official card-carrying member of the Three Stooges fan club. I was, collecting books and VHS tapes and anything Stooge related that I could get my hands on. So as I got into vinyl, it would be a natural progression of things that it transitioned to the world of vinyl and tech and things like that. So I want to share with you some of that stuff. But before that, I want to show you something amazing. Check this out.
Hey Mo, I'm in a jam. Can I borrow some money?
Money again, huh? All right, listen, this is all I got. Make it go as far as it can.
Don't worry, I'll make it go so far you'll never see it again. Can I borrow some?
Well, you don't have to borrow, Larry. I'll give you this. Go! You can have two. Go! You want some?
No interest.
Chris Dermick as Mo Howard. Brad as Larry, even though he's Curly's grandson. And Andy Pagana as Curly. And they have several YouTube channels that they provide this amazing Three Stooges content over. Of course, all the links will be down below. At some point, we're going to have like LED uplights in the background and stuff like that. Still working on those details. It's a work in progress. Anyhow, here it is. This is some of the things we're going to be taking a look at today, both vinyl related and just cool related. Now, I have a ton of Three Stooges knickknacks. I'm not going to point them all out. Yes, I have the clock, and it does make sounds on the hour, and the calendar, which is awesome. I brought a couple things here. I've got Three Stooges Yahtzee. I've got some golf things that are Three Stooges related. Obviously, if you're a Stooge fan, you know golf is huge. And some cameras just to lend a little ambiance, filmmaking ambiance to it, a little statuette, things of that nature. But I want to start with a toy. That's right, not a record. I got a couple records to look at, but I want to start with a toy. What has become probably the coolest toy or knickknack of all time. It is a film viewer. Still works this day. We're going to take a look, and yes, you're going to be able to see the film. And what it is it's a little single battery operated little film viewer. I have two of these. I have a black one that I got years later, and then I've got this original blue one. Simple operation by pressing the button. There's a little focus and lens adjustment, and it plays these little 8mm film reels. And as you can see, Three Stooges Disorder in the Court. This is one of their public domain titles, so that's why it shows up on a lot of products and things like that. But literally, it rotates via gears the film strip in an endless loop, not unlike an 8-track tape, which we've looked at a lot, but it's an endless loop of 8mm film. You can see the edge there starting to yellow a bit. And yeah, you literally hold it up to the light and you get to see about 30 seconds. Okay, got it in. So let's go ahead and take a look through the lens. I got to put a battery in here and we'll see how it works. Okay, so you are looking in the viewfinder right now, and I'm kind of bummed because watch what happens when I press a button. You hear the sound, but the film isn't moving. So I just spent about 20 minutes off camera trying to figure this out, and I've narrowed it down to this cartridge is gummed up somehow, so I need to probably try to open it. You can manually advance the film very slowly by hand there, but I got out a couple of the other films I was talking about, so the Shirley Temple one, this Fred Astaire one, just to test it, because now you're invested and you're like, I want to see some film. So let's look through the lens. So I was at a record shop back in Denver last year when I came across this beautiful Rhino picture disc. This is early 80s, I think 81, 82, something like that. And I had to have it, of course. I got that for a decent price. I think I featured it in a haul video we did from that shopping trip. But this obviously features the Three Stooges, Mo Howard, Larry Fine, and Curly Joe DeRita. If you're saying to yourself, who's Curly Joe? That doesn't look like Curly, doesn't look like Shemp. We'll just have to do some Three Stooges research, which will be fun for you. Definitely check out Curly's grandson channel, as well as Andy Pagano's channel, Chris Dermick's material as well out there on TikTok and YouTube, because you'll learn quickly if you watch those guys. But this is a picture disc of songs they recorded for children back in the early 60s. And, you know, I've been listening to this music, unironically, as the kids say, for years. I think it's fantastic. Here's the flip side. The Stooges on mini bikes, which were all the rage back in those days. Very, very cool. Curly Joe looks about like I'd look riding one of those. By the way, Andy has this record as well. I've seen him mention it a couple of times, but I have not dropped the needle on this record since I bought it. I've been holding out for the opportunity to do this show. Now, this picture disc looks like it's in pretty good condition. You can see some yellowing around the edges there. It's pretty typical. A lot of early 80s picture discs have yellow. This side was as a photograph taken on a yellow background. So it's not, at first I was like, ooh, that's really yellow. But no, that's a yellow background. Interesting choices of pictures. Maybe not the pictures I would have chosen. This one's cool. But yeah, let's give it a listen. We're going to listen on this Crosley exclusive, it's a Beatles one, turntable, but we covered up the Beatles imagery with some Stooges imagery. It makes more sense for today anyway. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the front microphone so we can hear this a little better. This will be ambiently recorded in the room. I don't have a line feed connected to this at this time. Again, in the future we'll do that. For today, we're just shooting from the hip.
We're coming to your house. We're coming to your house. Have a good time. To have a good time. Woo woo. Use some laughter. Ha 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 ha. Hey, I said beat it. Beat it. Oh, okay. So long, Larry. Where you going, Curly Joe? Mo just told me to beat it. Play, drumhead. What are you hitting me for? You're not supposed to be selling popcorn. We came here to watch a ball game. Detroit 3. Good. Get him out of the game. Ooh, I'm hurt. Basket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. You think that those guys in the band would have the brains to stop playing while we're looking for Curly Joe? Hey, Mo, see if he's inside the drum. No, he's not in there. Curly Joe, where are you? I'm lost in the plastic. I'm in the next groove. Catch me as I come around. Gee, look at all those animals. Well, why did they make us ride up on top of this big elephant? I'm scared. I want my money back. Quiet. You didn't pay anything, remember? Besides, we can see everything better from up here. It's time for us to go. We have a secret to tell you. Something that you should know. Until we come to your house to visit you again, remember
Now, call me a sentimentalist, but that's actually remarkable, I think. And to a child of the 60s, and the Stooges had a massive, thanks to television, resurgence in popularity from the 50s going into the 60s and even into the 70s. And because of that, there's a lot of child-focused content like this record. And even for an adult Stooge fan, it's just awesome. It's really, really cool. You can see how a kid would really think that these guys are their pals and how they knew about that and honed in on that and provided that content. I think that that's phenomenal. But yeah, that's kind of an overview of that record. You can get their music online all over the place. It's on Apple Music, Spotify. You can find CDs. If you don't find this particular record, it's really, really cool. And there's a lot more of it. The Curly Shuffle, again, this is 80s. By the Jump in the Saddle Band, the Curly Shuffle. And then on the flip side, we've got Jump for Joy. This is obviously a 45. This is a single. Probably can only do a very superficial listen to this for copyright reasons, but let's spin it up. Of course, the first thing you're going to want to do when playing a 45 is grab a 45 adapter, but these are just so boring. So I would recommend going with a custom 3D printed Record-ology logo 45 adapter, which will be available very, very shortly again on the channel. We are now situated in our new dwelling, and that dwelling does include the capabilities to produce the custom 45 adapters. There will be links everywhere. This will probably be up for sale in the next week or so, including a new custom color and always the standard orange logo color as well. The purple ones are gone, erased from existence. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch this over to 45 RPM. And we'll give this a little bit of a sound test. That was awesome. That was really awesome. It's a good song. It's actually a really good song. I wish I could play more of it for you, but what I can play for you are some very, very interesting tracks on a custom-made Three Stooges record. Some time ago, my friend here on YouTube, Fardamark, made some custom 3-inch records for me, and one of them even makes the labels. Look at that, like Bluebird Records. Is that not the coolest thing? One of them is a record with Three Stooges intros. And you may be saying to yourself, that's incredible. And yes, it is. How does he do it? These are actually 3-inch compact discs, polycarbonate discs. And he uses an engraver, or I should say a lathe, to cut tracks onto CDs, which is amazing. They're not as deep as a regular groove, but they work. He also made me a custom Glenn Miller one with an authentic Bluebird label, which is awesome. This is really, really cool. To all the Glenn Miller people out there, these custom, sleeves, the full-size ones, the real ones, are awesome. They're out there and fun to find. But yeah, so same idea. 3-inch CD works perfectly if you have a 3-inch record player, which is the trick. Do you have one? Well, yes. I've got a few, and this is one of them. This is the RSD 2020. Magnetic cartridge, battery operated, or also you can plug in a micro USB, which is what I'll be doing. 5-volt power supply right there in the back. And we'll be good to go once I get that plugged in right. Okay. It's even got headphone output. Like I said, a magnetic cartridge. The clear one's cool because you can see how it even has a pitch slider, a real pitch control. And with the adapter that comes with it, it just so happens that a 3-inch CD fits on there nicely. So yes, this won't be super hi-fi, but it'll be fun. Let's give it a listen. my friends, and that is going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, check out the links below if you want to see some amazing Stooge content throughout the week, and they do a lot of fun and amazing things. Again, a huge thank you to Brad for helping out with today's show. But that's going to do it for today, my friends. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.